Welcome to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff, DiVeronica, and Steve Bradley. It is spring. It is almost time for postseason lacrosse in Section 5. Always hotly contested. Steve Bradley had one of the top teams in Section 5 who you say played, to this point, the game of the year in Section 5 lacrosse. You were there to cover it for Varsity Media. Why don't you tell us about that game, and then I'll introduce our guest from Pittsford in a second.
Sure, Jeff. Friday night, May 12th, Canandaigua came in with an 11-2 record. Pittsford 12-2. Pittsford jumped to a quick 2-0 lead. Game's tied 5-5 after regulation. Goes 3 overtimes. And one of our guests, Mr. Rex Kesselring, scored the winning goal with 53.7 seconds left in overtime. Pittsford improved to 13-2. Canandaigua falls to 11-3. Canandaigua, a Class B team. And I just thought, Jeff, it was an amazing game, and both teams showed a lot, and both teams got better that night.
Well, we've got the goalie here. These guys are all seniors. We got Nolan Deehan with us, and Noah Hezel, and he's a defenseman, and Rex Kesselring, the hero with the goal the other night. And of course, Irondequoit High School graduate. I have to say that now because I work in Irondequoit. Andrew Whipple, longtime coach in Pittsford. Coach, welcome back to the show. It's been a minute. And boy, what year is this for you as coach, Andrew? How many years now? Or when did you start?
Oh, geez. I don't know when I think about it. You're aging us. I think 17.
05,
okay, 17.
Yeah.
05.
It's been a while.
Andrew, the game the other night, how excited were you with the way you guys pulled through? And how great was it to get that under your belt before sectionals, a game like that?
I was extremely excited. I mean, I feel our kids showed great poise. And to be honest with you, I felt even comfortable in overtime the whole entire time, like that we were going to pull that out. I just think that, we have a senior leading group, and the boys are doing a great job of leading the younger guys. And but it was great to be in that situation. We've had a lot of one-goal games this year, and I think that's going to help us a lot in the playoffs.
So, Jeff, Rex has 35 goals this season. He was kept off the board until overtime. Pittsford called timeout with about 1:20 left in the third overtime. His goal came about 30 seconds later after a really nice possession. Rex, take us through that moment, your shot, and the celebration afterward.
Took a little bit. We couldn't really score on their zone. They were running a really good zone. So in that timeout, we decided to run one of our man-up plays just to see if we could get anything out of that. And it didn't work the first time, but we knew that if we could do it again, we'd get the defense moving and maybe catch them off guard like we did on my goal. And I don't know, it was just right place, right time. Brady, I think he was looking to shoot it, but then saw me last minute and made the good pass, and all I had to do was finish it. So,
well, you did a little bit more than finish. You had great patience there. You found yourself alone in front. You faked high, you went low, and you went between the legs. I mean, that was a goal scorer's goal from where I come from.
Yeah, he's a good goalie, so I knew I had to fake him out. I had time. I didn't see anyone sliding to me, so Coach Whipple tells us every practice just come in front of the net, and I don't know. I had to throw a couple fakes because he's a good goalie, so it was the only way to get by him.
Is that something you practice between the legs? Is that something you practice?
I don't think it was between the legs. I think it was just off him.
Between the goalie's legs, 5-foot bounce shot.
Oh,
I thought he went boom, boom, and then through the legs.
No. He'd be on SportsCenter if that.
As you're saying that, Steve, I'm going game of the year. That's the game. That's the goal of the year. Are you kidding me? Nolan, you had a great vantage point from way back there. What did you see on that, and how excited were you guys to win that game? I know it's not hopefully your highlight of the season, but how excited was this group after the big win, Nolan?
Yeah, it was definitely really exciting to see Rex put that goal away, especially after 3 overtimes. I mean, you're on your toes the whole time, and so just seeing that, it was a good relief. But I think it was just like a really good win once again. Just showed how our team was able to get out the win, and I think that's pretty impressive. And like Coach Whipple said, is going to help prepare us in the long run during games in the playoffs and sectionals.
Steve, I'm going to let you go to Noah in a second, but I want to mention this is our Pittsford Pub Game of the Week, and Steve Bradley calls it the Game of the Year. So go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, and Jeff, the play in overtime, Pittsford had the ball the majority of the time in overtime, and the initial faceoffs kind of went Canandaigua's way, but Noah forced 2 or 3 turnovers in overtime from his spot on the wing on defense, and just an amazing effort there on the wing to get that ball. And he had a couple of big checks, and really I thought were game-changing plays, Noah. as you play, your position and you see that happening, what goes through your mind when you see your team initially lose the face-off and the other team has possession, but you didn't let them have it very long?
Yeah, well, I mean, with them starting with the ball and coming out of a timeout in overtime, it's sudden death. So we can only win the game if our team gets the ball back and lets our offense do what they do best. So our whole defense just tries to stay calm, not worry too much about the pressure on us to stop them, and settle in and play 6-on-6 defense the way we did the entire game, which is very solid. And Nolan was playing great, so we were pretty confident. And it ended up working out for us, and we got the ball back to our offense in every single one of those overtimes.
Nolan, as we record this, you have 100 saves on the season. How long have you been playing goalie? I know you said 2 years varsity, but who first stuck you in goal, and what was that like? Did you have to go home and tell mom and dad, "Oh yeah, they put me in goal tonight"? So that could be interesting. But tell me about your I guess your start as a goalie.
Yeah, I actually started in 8th grade, which is pretty late because I played attack like since kindergarten. So I played lacrosse for a while, but then I made the transition to goalie in 8th grade. And I was kind of into it. Like I used to like just getting shots in the backyard, like a tennis ball and stuff like that.
Was it
And
your
then,
idea or somebody else? Was it your idea or a coach's idea to put you in goal? Was
it honestly kind of became my idea. Like I remember I was like trying to push my parents to like let me like try out for teams as a goalie, and they're like kind of like they didn't know what to say in the beginning, and then eventually I kind of just stuck with it, and I really wanted to do it, and it kind of just worked out. And I think I played modified, and then that went well, and then I just decided to keep going.
Andrew, when we talked going into the game, you said that this team is a lot of fun to coach. You have a lot of multi-sport athletes. You have a lot of seniors. And I think that experience and that poise really showed the other night. What makes this team so tight and so close?
No, it does. And I've done this like we just talked about, 17, 18 years coaching high school. Just they'll give each other a hard time, but they always laugh and which is great. It's a good team to be around. And if something happens in practice and someone gets up on somebody else, they'll laugh and they'll give that guy a hard time. But at the end of the day, they're all here together. They're all in it together, and they know that. And then they've also a lot of them been in big games already in different sports. And so when the going gets tough, they don't panic. There's no panic in our team. And that's like as a coach is the easiest thing to do, because I can just deal with the X's and O's instead of having to worry about the kids panicking and getting down on each other. That they don't. And it's a lot of fun to be around this group of boys.
Rex, it's been 6 years since Pittsford won the brick. You guys are seniors. How special would this be for you guys to? I mean, you got some work ahead of you, but how special would it be for you guys to go out on top?
Yeah, it's definitely the goal. I mean, most of the seniors were on the team last 2 years, if not last year. We lost to Fairport both times in the finals, and I think we all have that chip on our shoulder, and we're ready to go in and do whatever we can to get the brick. So,
a chip to get the brick. Steve Bradley, let's take a quick break. Come back, talk more Pittsford lacrosse right here on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show.
Looking for a used truck? Can you find one out of 350? At BobJohnsonAutoGroup.com, you'll find one. Love SUVs? 800 are waiting for you to take one home at BobJohnsonAutoGroup.com. Add 350 pre-owned sedans, and you've got a total of 1,500 used vehicles only at BobJohnsonAutoGroup.com.
Bob Johnson's got your ride. Bob Johnson.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
Have you visited Roberts Wesleyan University yet? The time is now to choose your own time to get a customized visit. You'll get a feel for the university, meet a current student over lunch, tour the campus, and more. You can set up a visit anytime and any day that works for you. Schedule your visit at roberts.edu/visit. At Roberts Wesleyan University, we want to make your visit twice as rewarding. Be one of the first 500 students to visit campus and receive a $100 Amazon gift card. To qualify, the traditional undergraduate student must attend an on-campus admissions event or personalize a visit to campus with at least 3 activities. 1 gift card per student. For more information, visit roberts.edu/visit.
You don't choose to get hurt at work, but you can choose the workers' comp attorneys at Connors and Ferris to fight for your money and medical benefits you deserve.
With over 20 years of industry experience, we will give your case our undivided attention so that you and your family can focus on your recovery.
So call Connors and Ferris, the workers' comp attorneys dedicated to fighting for injured workers' rights.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
The best 3 things here at McQuaid are definitely the sports, the brotherhood, and the service to community. I think that's a really big, important thing that McQuaid stresses, which is part of creating a better and great man. You definitely feel a connection with your fellow students here. It's being all guy school. You're able to relate to each other on a personal level, and everyone's very welcoming here with open arms and willing to be your friend.
Local McDonald's operators care about our local schools, teams, and student athletes. That's why they support the return of high school athletics in the Rochester area and around the state. See you before or after the big game at McDonald's. Welcome back, Section 5. Game on!
Protecting your home's worth pays off when you trust the experienced team at American Custom. We've all seen our homes go up in value, making home improvements a wise choice. If you think your home is worth a lot now, just wait until our team is done with it. Call American today.
Welcome back to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff, DiVeronica, and Steve Bradley in the twilight of the 20th season of this program. And glad to have on Pittsford Lacrosse. Panthers trying to win their first Section 5 title since 2017. Before we talk more about that, Steve, I want to mention that our G&G Fitness Coach of the Week is right here. Andrew Whipple, our Coach of the Week. And you've been doing this a long time, and I wanted to congratulate you on a great season, a regular season. I know you got more work to do in the postseason, but going back to when you were young and you as a player and as a coach, who were big influences on you, Andrew, coming up?
Coming up probably was my father. Was probably my biggest influence. He was my coach at high school, or our assistant coach in high school, but he was I mean, it was obviously a different time, and he coached kids differently back then. He was really strict with how we played. But he was a great influence on me. He never pushed me to play lacrosse, but I loved the game. And I'd say my father was my biggest influence on me growing up. And then my college coach, Coach Adele, who passed away, his motivation, the way he coaches, a motivator. I try to do the same thing with our guys, like teach, but motivate our boys to just do the best they can. So I'd say my father, Coach Adele. Your high school coach, John Pratt, more wins than anybody in Section 5 history. It might even be one of the top in the state, too, if not the top in the state. So, obviously, coming from Irondequoit, a great lineage there of lacrosse. And the Whipple name is synonymous with lacrosse in Section 5. Noah, what's he like as a coach? Is he a motivator with, is he like Ted Lasso with something on the wall? Or is he get in your face, come on, pick it up, let's go, guys?
I mean, he's a pretty nice guy. He doesn't really get in anyone's face, although if our team's moving a little slow after a long day of school or not looking too hot at the beginning of practice, he'll get on us a little bit to pick it up. Although as senior leaders, we try to do our best to sort of listen to what he says and then pass it on to the team through ourselves. It's been great all year. Coach Whipple hopefully hasn't had to get on us too much, at least from his perspective, and we try to make that part of his job easy for him.
And Jeff, just some of our viewers may not know, Coach was a heck of a player. He went to the University of Maryland and did a lot of good things for the Terrapins too. So, sometimes the player transition to coach isn't always the easiest thing.
Wow, so was that the start of the Radicate to Maryland pipeline? Was there somebody before you, Coach?
Well, John Schoenweitz from 1988 or 87 went there. He was a really good football and lacrosse player. But then when I went there, we started the legacy #1, which was kind of cool. So that was really neat. But like, I just want to feed off on what Noah just said. We have such great senior leadership that these kids are making my job a lot easier this year. Some years it's not like that, but these boys are making. I mean, they're doing such a good job. It makes my job as a coach a lot easier. We have great seniors. I'm going to miss these guys. They know that already, but they're good. But they're great.
Nolan, you came up with. I was amazed. I looked at the box score from that game, and it said you only had 5 saves. I thought you had more than that, and maybe it was the quality of the saves, because there were some grade A stops, especially in key moments late in the game and overtime. What's your mindset in a situation like that, where if the ball beats you, the game's over?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking back at it, like, I kind of try and like realize that I realized that I was never trying to like look at the clock a lot of the time, like during the end of the game. I know they had a few opportunities and I was able to make some saves. And I think just like trying to like really like, keep the pressure off is kind of what gets me. It doesn't make a difference, I want to say, but it definitely like helps just keep me focused and not worry about just the whole outcome of the game. You just do what you're supposed to do.
By the way, Ian Erskine, is that how you say it? Erskine. 3 goals, Jackson Green and Ben Steingrass with a goal, or Gass with a goal. Great game for sure. Let's go to Rex. Another tough one for Rex here. Rex, you mentioned this a little bit you mentioned that you guys have lost in the championship the last 2 seasons, right?
Yeah.
How much is that? Does it eat away at you more that it was in the championship game than it was maybe the quarterfinals? I mean, how much you guys carry that with you? Do you guys talk about that at all? Like, you guys are good enough to get there. You just got to finish the job with 1 more game.
Yeah, but we're definitely not trying to like live in the past, focus on the future and focus in the present, like what we can change. And we have a great opportunity in front of us, but nothing's guaranteed. So, I mean, we all know we got to work hard. We got to win the games. And yeah, we want to go into every game like it is the sectional finals, and we know that's the only way that we can actually make it out on top.
So, Jeff, I want to touch on a couple of scoring leaders and then have Coach talk about some of the other key players. We mentioned Rex with 35 goals, Ian Erskine's 23, Ben Steingass 18, and Avery Valenti, a freshman, has 22. And the thing, if you look at total points, Rex has 40. There's 3 players, including Luke Fliss with 30, along with Steingass and Erskine and Valenti with 27. That's pretty good balance. And Coach, you mentioned to me that you never know who the hero is going to be on any given night, but you've got some heroes that don't put up big stats too. And you're looking at the midfield and some of that defensive core. So you, in addition to the guys on the show, who else has been doing a really great job for you?
I mean, that's the best thing about this team is nobody, and we talk about this as a team, none of these kids care who scores. They just want to win the game. And as a coach, it makes it really easy for me to coach the offense because nobody cares who scores as long as we score. I mean, like you said, Jackson Green's having a phenomenal year. AJ DeMayo's having a phenomenal year. And these kids are coming off other sports where they had great years as well. But it's truly a team. And I've done, like I said earlier, I've done this for so long. And some years it's not. Like kids want their points and their goals, but this year it's not. And it's just enjoyable around them, and like to see the joy they had on Friday night. That's what coaching's all about. It's about them, and see them how happy they were after that game. We were laughing when we were watching film on the scoreboard. It was a 7th period, because it went after the 4th period quarter, then it went 6, 7, and these kids are enjoying themselves, and it's great. And I'm fortunate enough to have my kids on the sidelines, my young boys watching, and they were able to celebrate with these guys. These guys probably don't understand because they're so young, but it means a lot to my kids to see, like, to be able to run out and hug them. So it's pretty cool. This is a great group of kids. I'm going to miss the seniors a lot. It's a really good group of boys.
Steve, you want to touch on their futures, right? So all you guys are going to college to play lacrosse,
let's start with
right?
Noah. Let's start with Noah, and he's going to Lafayette. How did you end up at Lafayette? And then we'll jump to Rex and Nolan.
Well, the coaches there texted me after playing in some tournaments over the fall. And I went and checked it out. It seemed like a great fit. I really like the coaching staff and where the program's heading. And it's a good school academically as well, which is something I looked for in schools throughout the process. So all the puzzle pieces sort of match together, and I'm looking forward to it.
Nolan, right? Nolan next. Where are you going, Nolan?
I'm going to the Petty School. It's a prep school.
That started by Richard Petty, former NASCAR driver. No, I'm kidding. Where is that located, Nolan?
It's right outside of Princeton, New Jersey.
And you're going to play lacrosse there too, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And Rex, where are you heading, young man?
I'm going to the College of Charleston next year.
No snow down there, Rex.
What
Rex,
sold you on that?
It's a really nice place, nice weather, and my oldest sister moved down there a few years ago, and I think my other older sister is planning to move down there next year. So family was a big thing, but I mean, they have a club lacrosse team. They don't have a like an NCAA team there, but yeah, I'm just looking forward to having fun with club and being around family, which is big to me.
Very cool.
Maybe Andrew, just to wrap up, it's by the time this airs, we'll be heading into the postseason, and your team's done a lot of great things this year. You get into the postseason where everything's magnified a little bit as you continue to progress. What are the areas of the points of emphasis as you try to get better every day and make a run?
So our kids are going to know what I'm going to say. Like, we basically take it one quarter at a time. So we don't care if it's the regular season or if it's postseason. We're just going to try to win each quarter and break it down. Like we talked about earlier, I think we're an extremely athletic team, and our kids have been in all our kids have been in tough situations and tough games as athletes, and that's where I feel comfortable about our composure. And we'll just take it one quarter at a time and just try to win that quarter and just keep moving on.
Well, I'm not trying to fast forward, but the guys, 2 times you've lost at a championship, get back there. The old saying is third time's a charm. So you got work to do to get to that last game, but wish you best of luck moving forward. Coach Whipple, good to see you again. It's been a while. Congrats again on being our G&G Fitness Coach of the Week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, Noah, Rex, Nolan, thanks for being on our show. We appreciate it. Good luck in the postseason, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
For my co-host, Steve Bradley, and our producer, Joe Brott, my name's Jeff DiVeronica. Thanks for watching us right here on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show.